The Feynman Technique. Learn anything fast. You don't really know it until you can teach it. Today, the Feynman Technique, broken down with simple steps, quick examples, and a few traps you must dodge. Stay to the end. We'll do a 10-minute live drill you can apply today. What is the Feynman Technique? It's a method for learning at speed with depth. It forces understanding, it exposes pretending, it builds memory that survives exams and interviews. One sentence. Explain the idea simply, discover what you don't know, fix it, and explain again, even simpler. In a moment, we'll run this on quantum tunneling and on sourdough bread. Yes, bread. Then we'll road test it on code. Because bugs fear clarity. Step 1. Choose a concept and a constraint. Pick one idea, not a whole field. One byte. Photosynthesis, not biology. Pointer arithmetic, not computer science. Bayes rule, not all of statistics. Set a constraint. Explain to a 12-year-old or to your future self at 2 a.m. the night before finals. Why? Constraints kill vagueness. You can't hide behind jargon if a kid is listening. You can't hide behind jargon if you are half asleep either. Micro tip. Name your page. Top line. Explain to a 12-year-old. Beneath it, the concept. Beneath that, one-sentence promise. What the learner will get out of it. Step 2. Teach it out loud. From scratch. Yes, out loud. Your brain behaves differently when sound is real. Use short sentences, everyday words, no cheating. If you must use a term of art, define it with an image and a verb. Template. Start with a familiar story. Define the moving parts. Walk through the causality. Land on a testable prediction. Example A. Quantum tunneling. Familiar story. You're rolling a ball up a hill. If it doesn't have enough energy, it rolls back. Quantum twist. At tiny scales, sometimes the ball shows up on the other side without rolling over. Why? Particles are waves of possibility. The wave leaks through thin barriers. Some of it appears past the wall. Prediction. Thin the wall, cool the noise, and the leak-through chance increases. Example. B. Sourdough bread. Familiar story. Tiny creatures, yeast, eat sugar, and breathe out bubbles. Moving parts. Flour plus water plus time plus microbes. Causality. Microbes eat aerogas forms, aerogluten traps, bubbles, aerodough, rises, aeroheat locks, structure. Prediction. Warmer kitchen, faster rise, too hot, microbes die, bread sulks. Example. C. Big O for new devs. Familiar story. 2 lines at a theme park. One grows by 1 per rider, the other doubles every minute. Moving parts. N. Loops, nested loops. Causality. 1 loop. Time, approximately n. Nested loops. Time approximately n squared. Recursion with splits, sometimes approximately 2 to the power of n. Prediction. When n explodes, quadratic feels like concrete shoes. Step 3. Find the gaps. The productive pain. Your voice will stumble. Good. That's the method working. Gaps hide in 4 places. Jargon masks. You say coherence, polymorphism, marginal likelihood, and pretend it's clear. It isn't. Hand-wavy steps. Then the magic happens. Which magic? Show the mechanism. Broken causality. Effects without causes. Steps out of order. Shallow metaphors. Fun, but fragile. If it doesn't predict, it's decoration. How to expose them. Record yourself teaching for 90 seconds. Rewatch at 1.25 times. Notice every stall and vague word. Ask a friend to interrupt with why 3 times. Try a concrete number. If you can't attach even a rough scale, you don't yet control the idea. Step 4. Go back to the source. Repair pass. Now open the book, the paper, the docs. Target the exact fracture you found. Fill it. Close the tab and teach again from 0. You're boxing with ignorance in rounds. Short, focused rounds win. Repair tactics. Swap metaphors until one survives a prediction test. Sketch the pipeline. Inputs. Arrow transforms. Arrow outputs. Write the formula last. First, earn the variables with words. Step 5. Simplify, then add structure. Make it shorter. Then add scaffolding. Headings, arrows, a 1 to 2 to 3 recipe. Clarity is compression plus sequence. Don't just remove words, remove branches that don't carry load. The 12-year-old test. If a bright kid can repeat the gist back to you, you're done with Draft 1. The 2 a.m. test. If you can reconstruct it half awake, you've built real memory. Why this works. The psychology in plain words. Retrieval beats rereading. Speaking from scratch is active recall on hard mode. Generation breaks illusions. You can feel you understand until your mouth tries to cash the check. Teaching forces models. You can't list facts forever. You must stitch causes. Language shapes thought. Short words force short paths. Short paths are easy to traverse under stress. The 5-minute drill. Do it with me. Timer. 5 o'clock. Concept. Inflation. Economics. Audience. 12-year-old cousin who runs a lemonade stand. 00 to 100. Teach. Money is tickets to buy stuff. If there are more tickets but the same number of snacks, prices rise. If your lemonade costs $1 and everyone suddenly has more tickets, some will pay $1.10. Not because it's tastier, just more tickets chasing the same cups. 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Always free gay dodas. One see do dios. Diwo de ti. Find gaps. More tickets. How do tickets increase? What if cups also increase? What if some kids hoard tickets? Jot the questions. Don't answer yet. 2 o'clock to 3:30. Repair. Tickets increase via central bank lending spending. If cups, supply, grow with tickets, prices stabilize. If kids hoard, money velocity drops. Prices may not jump. 3:30 to 5. Simplify plus prediction. Rule of thumb. If money grows faster than stuff and people keep spending, prices rise. Prediction. Announce free money without more lemonade? Expect prices to creep up at the stand. Done. 5 minutes. You now own the gist. Refine later. Worked examples across domains. 1. Physics. Entropy. Teach. Mess happens because there are more disordered arrangements than ordered ones. Gap. More arrangements is vague. Repair. Count ways. Socks in drawers. Folded pair. One way. Versus scattered singles. Many ways. Simplify. Systems move toward what has most ways to be. Prediction. A tidy room left alone gets messy, not magically tidy. 2. Programming. Pointers. See. Teach. A pointer is a mailbox that stores an address. The address points to a house. The data. Gap. When do addresses break? Repair. When the house is demolished. Freed, your old address points to nowhere, dangling. Simplify. Don't visit demolished houses. Set the address to null. Prediction. Use after free will, crash the program, or worse, leak secrets. 3. Medicine, insulin resistance. Teach. Insulin is a key that opens cell doors for sugar. In resistance, locks get rusty. You need more keys. Gap. Why do locks rust? Repair. Chronic high sugar and inflammation change the receptors. Muscles stop answering well. Simplify. Less sugar in, more movement. Better sleep equals cleaner locks. Prediction. After exercise, the same meal spikes sugar less. 4. History. Roman roads. Teach. Straight roads cut travel time. Empire moves soldiers and grain fast. Gap. Why straight? Repair. Surveying plus drainage. Straight lines equals fewer bridges equals simpler maintenance. Simplify. Speed plus supply equals power. Prediction. Where roads are dense, rebellions are short. Metaphor. Gym. Build. Break. Replace. Good metaphors carry weight. Bad ones snap under questions. Test. Can your image predict and scale? Bad. The brain is a computer. Which parts? Predicts little. Better. Neurons vote. Stronger predicts. Add noise. Slower consensus. Best. For context. Neurons are cities with highways. predicts traffic, bottlenecks, and growth costs. Don't do these. Feynman anti-patterns, jargon stacking. Big words don't mean big understanding. Truth by authority. Because the paper says so is not a model. Fact hoarding. 10 definitions, 0 causality. One-take syndrome. You tried once, stumbled, and stopped. The stumble is the trailhead. Metaphor worship. If it stops predicting, retire it. Advanced mode. Add numbers and edges. Once the story is clean, add edges. The places the story fails. Entropy. Low probability decreases happen in small systems. Tidy patches emerge briefly. Inflation. Supply shocks can raise prices without more money. Big O. Caches and constant factors matter for real hardware. Insulin. Genetics and meds shift baselines. Add one back-of-the-envelope number. Numbers anchor memory. Rubber duck variant. Engineering. Put a rubber duck on your desk. Explain the bug to the duck with the Feynman flow. If the duck looks confused, it will. You'll spot the broken causal step. Debugging is teaching your future. Commit history. The one-pager you'll actually use. Top line. Explain to a 12-year-old concept. Teach. 90 seconds. Short sentences. No jargon. Mark gaps. Circle vague words. Write the exact question. Repair. 5 to 10 minutes. Source only what you need. Close tab. Retell. 60 seconds. Even shorter. Add one prediction. Edge case. 30 seconds. Where does the story break? Number 30 seconds. One estimate. Case study. Why the sky is blue in 90 seconds. Teach. Sunlight is a mix of colors. Air molecules bounce blue light more than red. Rayleigh scattering, so the sky looks blue from scattered blue arriving from every direction. Gap. More than. How much more? Repair. Scattering is proportional to 1 over lambda to the power of 4. Shorter wavelengths scatter way more. Retell. Blue scatters about 10 times as much as red. Prediction. At sunset, sunlight passes a longer path. Blue scatters away, leaving red/orange behind. How to grade your understanding. Self-scorecard. A. You can teach it to a kid. Answer why 3 times and make a prediction that later checks out. B. You can teach it to a peer with 1 or 2 stumbles. C. You read it, you nod, you forget it. D. You copy definitions. You cannot answer what happens if. Aim for A on the core. B on the edges. Perfection is delay. Feynman's spirit in 1 line. What I cannot create, I do not understand. Create explanations. Create predictions. Create small experiments. Micro library of prompts. Use these verbatim. Explain to a 12-year-old. Where exactly do I wave my hands? Circle it. What would change this outcome? Name one knob. Give me a back-of-the-envelope number. Where does this metaphor break? 24. Hour. Challenge. Retention booster. Day 0 night. Teach for 90 seconds and find 2 gaps. Morning. Repair plus retell in 60 seconds. Lunch. Teach a friend in 2 minutes. Evening. Write a 3-sentence summary plus 1 prediction. Next day. Check your prediction. Adjust story. Final pass. Your turn. Mini script. Pick one idea you're avoiding. Start a plain page. Title it for a 12-year-old. Talk it out for 90 seconds. Record. Circle the mushy words. Open one source. Fix one gap. Retell shorter. Add a prediction. Post a 1-paragraph explanation somewhere. Invite why. You don't need genius. You need the loop. What topic should we Feynman next? Black holes, chess openings, or habit formation? Drop it in the comments.